All right, so let's jump into ChatGPT to kick this off and create our energy drink brand. So I'm gonna come over and grab this prompt that's a templated one, and you can insert for this exercise what we're doing, which is energy drink, or modify it for your own purposes. So let's create a brand description, describe a brand that makes energy drinks inspired by. I like to use a person, existing brand, or idea. Obviously, you want to be unique and stand out in your space. So be careful when using inspired by other brands, because you want yours to be different from what's out there and not just be an exact copy of what exists. So let's go with this. Inspired by Bad Bunny, so we can get a description to help us start to come up with ideas of how to make this brand stand out. And using Bad Bunny as an example, because he does have a very, very vibrant and unique style, so we can translate some of that into creating this brand. It's spitting out a recommended brand name. I'm gonna do another piece of this exercise to go a bit further into that, but now we've got a brand description, and it incorporates what is unique to Bad Bunny and how that could be applied to inspire this energy drink brand. As we're trying to create this brand from scratch, there's now this basic starting point of what the description of it could be. You can interact with it and ask it to change things or variate it if you're not happy with the first output. We're gonna run with what it gave us on the first go, and now accept that. Say, okay, this is perfect. We'll adjust the brand name later, but can you create a Midjourney prompt for So now what I'm doing is having ChatGPT help me write the prompt for Midjourney. This is a good way for beginners to start to get familiar with both these tools, and we'll take the prompt that they give us. This one's a little bit longer than what you would want to put into Midjourney, but we'll take the first part of this so you can see what Midjourney produces for us. Let's go to Midjourney, type in /imagine. This prompt thing will appear, and then paste it in and press enter. If you've gotten into Midjourney and you go into your direct messages, you can use the Midjourney bot directly to do this. So Midjourney will give you 4 examples. I like the colors, the settings, the vibe of this option. So I pressed U3 since in the 3 spot to upgrade it, and now it'll give me a larger image. I'll open it in the browser, copy this, and then head over to ChatGPT and say this image has the colors I want to use for the product. Can you create a prompt to use on Midjourney to create mock-ups of our new energy drink brand? So ChatGPT, the 4 and above, can have images uploaded to it, and you can interact with it to tell it to look at the image, analyze it, and in this case, take the colors from it, and we're going to use it to refine and come up with mock-ups. Like I said, right now the prompts they're giving are longer than what Midjourney actually needs, so we'll just grab the piece of this that has the main elements and the colorways. the most recent version of Midjourney more reliant on the first part of the prompt. So just be aware of that as you're using it. So we'll input this here, and while this is running over here, so use the image and brand description you created to write a creative brief. And if you're a creative person, you can get more hands-on with this and start manually editing things as it spits it out. I think if you're new to instructing designers or working with others and you don't know the lingo and the world of graphic design, that this process that I'm showing you will get you to a really solid starting point to be able to have people create things that look and feel how you want them to when you're having a difficult time articulating how to do it. This is getting a little bit, starting to make more assumptions than you would want it to, which is why I always emphasize don't 100% trust or use the output you're getting from ChatGPT until you've looked it over a bit. We'll take this output as it's wrapping up and save it to a Google Doc. You could ask it to turn it into a Microsoft document and it'll do that for you. If you want to come down here and press copy, you can just paste it into a Google Doc and start to edit it. Paste it in. It needs a bit of formatting, but right now I'm going off of the name that it gave me. As you're reviewing things, like obviously, most people don't have a $500,000 budget. You would, adjust this and go through and make sure that if there's anything else you want to edit, you go ahead and make those changes. But now you have the starting point for this creative brief, and it's 85-90%. So we've got our creative brief. We've got with Midjourney running in the background. We've got the mock-ups of the products. These are all pretty good, but let's just go with example 2. If you notice, Midjourney at this point in time has some difficulty with text. So I'm going to come back and redo this once we've picked our brand name and logo, which is a good time to get into that. I'm going to use this prompt template to get a list of words from ChatGPT. And doing this all in the same session, ChatGPT knows what it already gave you. It knows what you already asked it to revise. And so you want to do this like within the same session so that it can recall that information. So let's get a list of words that we can now create the official brand name of this, since we've got the baseline, the brand description and strategy. And you can keep asking it to come up with a new list. You can ask it to create 10 more unique words similar to this. If you didn't like those, and you can keep getting this list of words. We're gonna pick a couple of these and then move over the name licks to get the idea for a brand name. You could do it here in ChatGPT as well, by saying, take these lists of 25 words and combining them to make a new word to create the brand name for our energy drink. And you might like what you get, but I like using name licks to get a second opinion on this. So the other thing is, when you're getting these examples, the trademark checking on this is not airtight, so you would just want to make sure that these ideas aren't already trademarked. You want to consult an attorney on that piece of it. Don't make that judgment call on your own. Some of these I don't love any of these, so let's go over to name licks, and then we'll take a couple of our favorite words from this list. Let's do vibe. So let's do vibe, buzz, and then I'm just gonna throw in bunny and energy drink into this, since going with like the Bad Bunny theme and seeing what it comes up with. Usually start with just doing the auto output, but brandable names has worked well too. I prefer, this is just a preference thing, so you can make the length high or low. I think medium usually gets you to where you need to be. Namelix is going to produce some brand name ideas along with pretty simple logos. I don't think any of these logos are ready to go into production most of the time, but that's just my opinion. We've got, when you look at these, sometimes you want to look past the way that they're presenting it in the logo and just look at the words so you can take the idea for the actual name of the brand. Benji Energy, I mean, that'd be good if we were, just want to be careful because this isn't actually for Bad Bunny, so let's take a look at some of these other ones. Okay, let's go with Bad Buzz. I'm just looking at some of these other ones to see what else they came up with, but the ideas are usually all over the place. You can change up like as I mentioned with these tools, the words, one word can change everything. So going back and trying this again with a different set of words from that list we created can help generate new ideas. Since we're trying to do this in under 10 minutes, which we're probably over that slightly, let's just take the Bad Buzz recommendation. Let's rename the brand to, now that you've updated ChatGPT on the new name, might give you its opinion on it. It's all good. Let's go back over to Midjourney, since we know we have this mock-up that we like, and let's go to just a subtle version of very, and then go to the old brand name and put this in quotes so it has the best chance of getting it right. When you put the text in quotes, at least on this version, then it usually actually spells the word correctly. So that's an update they made trying to help you get text onto your images more accurately. All right, so let's variate this, see what it comes up with. All right, there you go. So it like as I mentioned with Midjourney right now, that it's hard to get it to just change one thing exactly. Like if you just wanted that exact word changed without changing any of the details of this first output that you liked, you're gonna have a hard time getting it to do that. These are super similar. So what we can do is grab one of these, and look, now you've got a product mock-up. It's in the style that ChatGPT helped you come up with. It's unique, it's fun. The text part of this, there's still issues with Midjourney, but it's pretty close. You can give this to a graphic designer now and ask them to create a print label that would look exactly like this. And you've saved dozens of hours work going back and forth with a graphic designer. You've saved yourself hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars in the development stage of your brand. And we did it in less than 20 minutes. Like I said, you want to save the things that stand out to you as what you want your brand to be after going through this process. So we'll copy this one, bring it over to the creative brief, rename this to Bad Buzz since we renamed the brand, and come down to inspiration, start saving these things that stood out as what you want the brand look and feel to be. I would save these in a Google Drive or somewhere secure as well, like the actual image, so that you can work with a designer to use these. But I mean, you could start using things, you could use this for a social media post or use it on your listing on TikTok Shop or Amazon, all you would need to do is just have a designer Photoshop in the final version of your can to what these people are holding. The hands sometimes get screwed up with AI. That'll get better with the new updates that they release. But this could be something you could use as an asset as well. Now that we have a creative brief and product mock-up as well as inspiration, you could live with, if you show this to a designer, they could extract that text or that style of it, and you could have that be your logo. You can also use ChatGPT and Midjourney to tweak that or create something new. So I'll show you how to do that quickly, and that'll wrap up the kickstarting your brand with AI instruction that we're going through. So let's write a prompt for Midjourney to create a logo for Bad Buzz. And I'm gonna ask it to give me 3 example prompts. That way you can pick, when it's a shorter output like this, asking for 3 to 5 different ways to do it gives you more options. And as I mentioned before, the descriptive words are really important on Midjourney. So when it's creating these outputs for you, you could test out all 3 of these and then start to hone in on which one is closest to your preference as you're getting these different outputs from taking the prompts out of ChatGPT 4 and paste them into Midjourney. We're doing a lot of copy and paste in this, since we're starting with the premise that maybe you've never done this before, but you can start playing around with the wording and the descriptions of all of these, and you could start doing dozens of iterations on the output that you're getting for your product mock-up, for the lifestyle, and then grab those examples and then share it with a designer to help you get the actual print file or create more assets that look like it. You could also just do the whole thing in AI and get pretty close if you have 0 budget to do this, but I think you'll get the best results at this point in time by looping in a graphic designer once you've gotten it 90% to where you want it to be. I'm gonna take, let's see, so develop a minimalist yet striking logo. Yeah, let's try this one. All right, so as far as a symbol goes, there's a couple of these that I could see working well for this energy drink. We'll pick this one. It didn't give us the actual word mark that you'd want to get, but getting a logo out of this is a good start. Let's try, this is probably just, we'll redo this with, check the version that you're using depending on when you're going through this, but the change I just made is putting Bad Buzz in double quotes to make sure that it spells out the full word that we want in the image output. Alright, Midjourney is having some issues with these. Well, okay, yeah, the D is actually looking okay, but I think my favorite one of these is 3, so we'll go with that. And what you could do is, if you got 2 things that, see, we've got a starting point for the standalone logo. I would actually have a designer change that into like a B shape. You could do it a couple different ways. You could take this and ask them to build Bad Buzz based on this type of typography. You could start testing out different outputs from Midjourney and then go with this. Sometimes you'll get something that you could use immediately, but if you're picky or if you want to fine tune it, you can then hand this over to a graphic designer and pay them for a couple hours to make some of the final touches to get it where you want it to be. So let's head over to the inspiration deck that we started with. And as I mentioned, we're starting from zero and wanting to build out the baseline of what the brand is gonna look like, be able to get ideas for the name, the packaging, all of those things. We did it in less than 20 minutes. So this saved me personally weeks, months off of the time of getting something from ground zero into production. Let's see, for the creative brief piece of this, just updating the brand name. Using this, you could have gone back to ChatGPT and say, hey, remake the creative brief using the updated brand name, and it would have spit this back out with that updated, obviously. So now we've got a logo, we've got a brand name, we've got a creative brief, all less than 25 minutes.